some of the greatest music ever comes out of putting people in the same environment and just making it work. If you want to go for more of a creative, free thinking, free time-based project, then working over the web has got to be way more fun.
Brandon is sort of a musical soulmate, as it were. We have similar sensibilities. He can put it out there and play really funky and lay it down, and at the same time I know inside him he is actually very thoughtful about it and what he does.
Sheldon has an insane amount of talent. How he attacks a piano or a keyboard it can be pretty intimidating if you don't know. It's kind of cool to watch. But he always seems pretty happy when he's playing, and that goes a long way.
If you're an awkward person and sort of a geek that it's, you know, kind of hidden away in a little dark room all your life, it doesn't make it easier for you to collaborate. Try collaborating in real time with people, because it's that interpersonal skills live that help you deal with the distance when you have to collaborate virtually. I think you do have to meet. I think you have to sit down at a place or a time and you meet the person face to face. You want to have that respect. You want to have that knowing the person. It's too much like a blind date.
Hiring a great studio with a great engineer and 15 great musicians is fantastic, but it doesn't guarantee anything other than you're going to spend money and time. Working on your own initially, you have a good idea of where this should go. If you know the people that you plan to collaborate with, you can probably visualize acoustically how that's going to end up as a finished product as well.
Sometimes a piece of music works for you and you can draw from it, and some things just leave you dry. If there's a deadline or if there's a purpose for it, then you have to work it through, and then you have to use dialogue. You get on the phone as soon as possible and you talk about it and work it out. If there is no deadline, then you can bail. Just say, look, I'm not feeling the love here. Gotta go, you know. Or do you have something else? And that happens too. And there's no love lost, because really it's a very personal thing.
Really, you need to just go back to that person and explain, this is where we started out, this is where we've gone, we kind of want to readdress some of that middle stuff. And most players are open to that, because it's not about their idea is the only way. It has to be a collaboration. The beauty is that you can redo, because we're not in a real world environment.
All the more established musicians in Los Angeles and New York do have recording facilities in their homes where they can actually compile tracks for artists, and they never have to leave their house. I've done entire albums right here in my pajamas.
If you're working with people in the same room at the same time, then you're going to be influenced by what you hear them play, and also influenced by what you don't want to have them hear you play. You need to be careful as to when you bring people in. If we're not going to be working in the same room or same environment, let's maximize the fact that we're working individually and then put it together at the end.
I think it allows you the time in the room to allow things to naturally form. And there's the pressure of somebody looking over your shoulder isn't occurring. Whether it's going for a walk or walking away, you don't have somebody you know, checking their clock behind you. And I think that's important too, is the ability to walk away and maybe draw inspiration or maybe an idea from another locale. So I can go across the street and I can just I can sit in the playground and spin around the merry-go-round and just kind of let ideas kind of whirl in my head, and then I can come back and then sit down and go, okay, that's where I'm going.
Most musicians are creative, individualistic, sometimes crazies who need to be kind of left to do their own thing. Virtually or real time needs to be fun.